Hello everyone, welcome to Northern Hoard Hunters. This is 5 things that you need whilst metal detecting. Alright, so today we are going to start off with number 1. And this is definitely the most obvious thing of the list. And of course, you've already guessed what it's going to be. A metal detector. Yep, it had to come on here. As you can see, mine here on this video is what I'm using. I'm swinging about. But this is the Equinox 800. And this is a great metal detector. It's I upgraded from the Garrett 400, which is just a picture of it on the screen now. I upgraded from this metal detector to the Equinox 800, and my finds have skyrocketed through the roof. If you follow our TikTok, you would have seen that I found a golden ring and my first silver hammered with the Equinox 800, so it's definitely worth a buy. It is expensive, but like I said, your finds are much better, much more consistent. But moving on to number 2. Now, I've been told that this was only a luxury item a couple of years ago, and not many people actually had these. They just used the mechanic on their metal detector for it. And this is the Pinpointer. People now have a Pinpointer, which is much more useful, and if you can get your hands on one of them, I'm pretty sure some of them are expensive. I've got the Garrett one, really useful. I do love it. I've actually had it since I started metal detecting. Ever since I got my Garrett, I've had that Pinpointer and it's never failed me. I've only had to change the batteries twice, and it's always been consistently good for me. And there are many other different pinpointers, of course. Nigel's got the XP one. I put it on the screen. This is the one that Nigel has, and this is the one that I have. Both of them are equally as good because I've used Nigel's before and I've used mine as well. Alright, moving on to number 3. Now, number 3, this is a fairly important one. I mean, you don't need one of these, but it would be very useful to have one of them. I only got mine actually a couple weeks ago, or about a month ago, and it is a small magnifying glass. Now, it's not particularly this one. I've got 2 now, thanks to Nigel for bringing this down. But the other one I've got is on the screen here. It's so useful because when I got my hammered, actually I used it, and it allowed me to identify what type of hammered it was on the spot. And usually I wouldn't be able to do that, but with this magnifying glass I was able to do that, and I was able to identify the hammered. And with the golden ring, I couldn't really see the patterns, and when I got the magnifying glass, which has LED lights on as well, I turned the LED lights on, put it on the ring, and I could see everything really nicely. All the patterns, the stones in the front which actually weren't there. That's quite annoying, but well. Number 4 is the shovel, of course. I mean, you need a shovel. My shovel is here. It's a really good shovel. I got it off of Amazon in the UK, and it has never failed me. Again, I've had this probably for I started in 2020. I've probably had it since the start of 2021, I think, March maybe. So I've had it for about a good year, and it's been a very good shovel. It's always digging through the grass, even if the ground's harder. It's always digging through it, and it's a really good shovel. Again, shovels can be expensive, but then again, like I say, with the Pinpointer and the metal detector, they last you for maybe all of the time you're doing the metal detecting hobby. But you couldn't really do metal detecting without a shovel, unless you had a smaller shovel like the pocket ones, or like something that's just smaller. But no, I definitely recommend getting a big shovel, just so it's easier to dig up your finds. It doesn't get annoying in case it's really deep. And yeah, I definitely do recommend a shovel. There's not really much to talk about on a shovel, because I mean, it's quite a common thing that metal detectors have. Okay, so the last thing on the list is a finds bag. Now, this isn't really a necessity for metal detectors. However, my story behind it is that when I didn't have a finds bag, I had quite a nice bag. I mean, I know I should have went out with a scruffy bag, whatever. But this bag I had was quite nice, and I was putting all my finds in it, and I also had like a drink in it and some snacks, and it was getting all muddy and everything. And I kept doing it to the point where I was just like, you know what, this isn't worth it, you know, I may as well just buy a finds bag. And the finds bag I've got, it's on the screen now. You can actually, as you can see, strap it around you. So what I do is just clip it at the back. When I got the hammered, actually, there's a little pouch at the front for special finds. I put this and the gold ring inside of the front pouch to keep it extra protected, whereas in the bag it would have been moving all about and it could have even snapped. But yeah, who knows what could happen if I still didn't have the finds bag. But no, the finds bag is definitely worth it. I recommend it. Alright, moving on to the last thing here. Now, this is just an honourable mention, but the item is overalls. So there's a picture on the screen here. This isn't really mine, it's just a similar example, and it's got so many pockets in it I get lost. No, but yeah, I do recommend overalls. You can get them all muddy and you don't ruin your clothes, because you just get the overall muddy and then wash it. Oh, it's great. You've got to get one. It's great for the Pinpoint. It just goes in one of the pockets. I bring a flask with me for a cup of tea. That goes in one of the pockets. A magnifying glass, Pinpoint, like I said. And yeah, you can just, it's great. And some people do recommend knee pads with it. Now, I don't have knee pads, but Nigel does. And if he ever comes around, I'll definitely get him to talk about them as well. If I have missed anything, please do make sure to comment below and let me know what I have missed. If you do want to follow our TikTok and subscribe to our YouTube, like this video and follow on Instagram, that would be very, very, very appreciated by all of us here in Northern Hoard Hunters. But this is the shed. This is where all the videos like this are going to come from now, if there are many of these, but mostly metal detecting. I'm actually doing one of these because Nigel's busy at the minute, but we're going to be out on Wednesday, 2 more days. But yeah, thank you all for watching. This is 5 things that you need whilst metal detecting. Have a good day. Goodbye, everyone.